Genesis 35.
Because Dad said to push the T.
Genesis 35. Jacob returns to Bethel. God said to Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar to God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." Verse 2, so Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, "Put away the foreign gods that are among you, and purify yourselves, and change your garments." Verse 3, then let us arise and go up to Bethel, that I may make there an altar to the God who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me wherever I have gone. Verse 4, so they gave to Jacob all the foreign gods that they had, and the reins that were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak, which was near Shechem. Verse 5, and as they journeyed, a terror from God fell upon the cities and were around them, so that they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. Verse 6, and Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. Verse 7, and there he built an altar and called the place El Bethel, because God had revealed himself to him when he fled from his brother. Verse 8, and Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died. And Rebekah's nurse is named Deborah. And she died. Deborah died. And she was buried under an oak below Bethel. So the name of it was called Alon Bakuth. A tree. That's a kind of tree, an oak tree. Verse 9, God appeared.
She got buried there?
Yeah, Deborah got buried there. Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, got buried under an oak tree at Bethel. And they called the place Alon Bakuth. Verse 9, God appeared to Jacob. Alon Bakuth. Okay, verse 9, God appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padan Aram and blessed him. He came from Padan Aram. Remember, that's where Laban lived. Okay, he journeyed from Padan Aram all the way back to Canaan. Padan Aram. That's where Laban's from. Okay, verse 10. God said to him, your name is Jacob. No longer shall your name be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name. So his name was called Israel. Okay? This is a retelling of, remember in Jacob's ladder, that's what God said also. Okay? God said, hey, your name's Israel now. Okay? Now it's telling a similar story, but it's just reminding us, oh, his name's Israel, not Jacob. Verse 11, God changed his name to Israel, just like Abram, God changed to Abraham. Sarai, God changed to Sarah. No, it's not Jack. Some people, that's their nickname, Jack instead of Jacob, but Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Jack.
No, that's his nickname.
Jack is his nickname. Okay, let's keep reading.
Israel is his other nickname.
Okay. Verse 11, and God said to him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall come from you, and kings shall spring from you. Verse 12, the land which I gave to Abraham and Isaac, I will give to you, and I will give the land to your descendants after you. Verse 13, then God went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. Verse 14, and Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he had spoken with her, a pillar of stones, and he poured out a drink offering on it and poured oil on it. Verse 15, so Jacob called the name of the place where God had spoken with him, Bethel. You know what's interesting?
What? No.
It said, wherever Jacob's ladder was, verse 31, I think, or chapter 31. Okay, it said, your name's Israel now. And then it kept saying, Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. And now, in this chapter, chapter 35, and God changed his name to Israel. And then after that story, oh, and Jacob went, and Jacob did this. It's just interesting how the Bible is written. Okay, let's keep reading. The birth of Benjamin, the death of Rachel. Okay, this is sad what happens. Okay, this is happy because this is...
Benjamin, is he going to die?
Benjamin is not going to die, but we'll find out how Rachel dies.
Gonna die.
But Benjamin is Jacob's last son. Okay, that's the little brother of Joseph. Remember, Rachel's only two sons, Joseph and Benjamin. Okay, so let's find out what happens.
But Rachel's going to die.
Let's find out. Listen, baby. Verse 16. Then they journeyed from Bethel, and when they were still some distance from Ephrath, Rachel went into labor, and she had hard labor. Verse 17.
Who did?
Rachel, she had hard labor, just like when Mama had you, she had a hard labor. So Rachel had that. Okay, when she had Benjamin. Verse 17. And when she was in her hard labor, the midwife said to her, fear not, for now you will have another son. Verse 18. And her soul was departing, for she died.
Who did?
Rachel.
Why?
She had a hard labor, and they didn't have the hospital back then. Mama had a hard labor, but they had a hospital, and they were able to save Mama and Ziki. Rachel, she died, but they saved the baby. Okay, verse 18. And her soul, Rachel died, but Benjamin, they saved Benjamin. And her soul was departing, for she died. She called his name.
How about the other Joseph?
Joseph was already born. Okay, Joseph was Ziki's age. Joseph was 5 years old already. And then his baby brother Benjamin was born. But when Benjamin was born, his mama Rachel died. Okay, she called his name Benoni. But his father called his name Benjamin. Verse 19. So Rachel died, and she was buried on the way to Ephrath. That is Bethlehem.
Why is Mama had hard labor?
That's just what happens. Like when women give birth, some women like have a hard time. Like baby doesn't fit through the birth canal properly, like that. Verse 20. And Jacob.
How did you find the hospital for me, because she was about to die?
Mama was in the hospital already, and they saved Mama and saved Ziki. Yeah, that's why Mama had a C-section, so that's how they saved Mama and saved Ziki. Okay, we were in the hospital already. Okay, but back when Benjamin was born, they didn't have hospital. They just did that at home. And so when she had hard labor, then she died. But they saved Benjamin.
Sometimes in houses they have doctors.
Yeah, so, sometimes people can give birth in houses and there's no problems. But Rachel, she had a hard labor in the house, and then she died. Okay, I think Mama was born in her house. Okay. Lola gave birth to Mama in a house.
Where?
In Polanco. Okay, let's keep reading. Verse 20. And Jacob set up a pillar upon her grave. It is the pillar of Rachel's tomb, which is there to this day. Okay? You can go visit Rachel's tomb to this day, Ziki. Verse 21. Israel journeyed on and
Is
picked...
it the one way to go to that city?
It's in the Holy Land. It's near Jerusalem.
Could we go there?
Yeah, we'll go there someday.
Did
Uh,
all those people die?
Yeah, Jacob and everyone is dead already. Okay, let's keep reading, baby.
Everyone. All the people.
Everyone that we're reading about in chapter 35 is dead. Okay, let's keep reading, baby.
We
First,
could go there and some people are there already.
there's people there, okay? They're not the people from the Bible, but there are other people that are there.
And alive.
Yes, there's alive people that are there. Okay, let's keep reading, baby. Verse 21. Israel, now they're calling Jacob Israel. Israel journeyed on and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Edar. Verse 22. While Israel dwelt in the land, Reuben, remember that's Israel's first son, Reuben from Leah. Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel's heard of it. Okay? Now they're calling Israel Jacob. It's back and forth. Okay? So
But
Ruth,
they don't know if
they call him Israel one sentence and Jacob the next sentence. But let's just listen, baby. Just focus on what happens.
is it back and forth?
Back and forth. Okay. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. Now it says Jacob. Verse 23. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. Verse 24. The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin.
We say Bubba.
Yep. Verse 25, the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's maid, Dan, and Naphtali. Verse 26, the sons of Zilpah, Leah's maid, Gad, and Asher. These were the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram.
Oh,
I don't think Benjamin was born in Padan Aram, though.
who was born?
Yeah, they list all these sons that were born to him in Padan Aram, but I don't think Benjamin was born there. But anyway, the death of Isaac,
Why that?
because we just read about Benjamin's birth, and they weren't in Padan Aram when Benjamin was born. Okay, the death of Isaac, verse 27.
How about
Okay, so Rachel died in the last section.
how about
Joseph is alive. Okay, Joseph is
No.
Joseph is alive.
But Joseph was born in the other city, like
Padan Aram, yeah, just like his brothers, all his brothers, all these other brothers.
how about Benjamin?
But then Benjamin was born somewhere else. I forgot where they were. But anyway, he was born there. Verse 27, the death of Isaac. And Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, or Kirdatharabah, that is Hebrew, where Abraham and Isaac had sojourned. Verse 28, remember Isaac, the grandpa? He's alive all the way till this time. Okay?
Who is?
Rachel died before Isaac. The grandpa, Isaac. Okay?
But he died already. didn't
No. This section right here is the death of Isaac. Rebecca, the grandma, died already. Rachel, Benjamin's and Joseph's mom, died already. Okay? Isaac's still alive. Jacob's still alive. Okay? Verse 28. Now the days of
I
Isaac...
thought Isaac is the son too.
No, son.
He goes,
Abraham, then Isaac, then Jacob. Okay? Isaac's the son of Jacob. He's the grandpa of Joseph. Okay?
Who is?
Isaac's son. Isaac. Okay? We're talking about Isaac in this section. The grandpa, Joseph's grandpa. Benjamin's grandpa. Reuben's grandpa. You understand?
Yeah, we need pause it.
We're not pausing, baby. This is all chapter 35, son. Okay? So let's just focus. There's one more verse left. Okay? Let's focus on what the Bible says. Verse 28. Now the days of Isaac were 180 years. That's a long life. Verse 29. And Isaac breathed his last, and he died, and was gathered to his people, old and full of...
Lives that long.
Yeah, that's a long life. Old and full...
Matthew lives that long.
Okay, baby, just listen. Old and full of days. And his son Esau and Jacob buried him. Okay? That's the end of chapter 35. So let's review. Jacob returned to Bethel. He built an altar. What was interesting about that part? He said, oh, we got to go build an altar. Everyone get rid of your idols. Okay? Why didn't Jacob have them get rid of their idols long before that? That's what I thought. He made everyone get rid of their idols when they went to Bethel. Okay? So good for him. I think the lesson for us, okay, for our family, for you, you're growing up, you're going to be head of your family. Don't let the idols come in your house to begin with. Okay? Don't wait till, hey, we're going to go to the church, let's get rid of our idols. No, don't let the idols in your house to begin with. And then you won't have a problem. Okay? So the next section, the birth of Benjamin, the death of Rachel. That was so sad. Rachel, the one Jacob loved the most, she had a hard birth and she died when Benjamin was born. That was sad. And then they list all of Jacob's sons.
Why Benjamin was about to die?
They didn't say he was about to die. They just said he saved him. She had a hard labor. Chances are he was about to die. I don't know. It doesn't say that though. But he said his mom died.
Benjamin was about to die with Rachel?
Probably, because when there's a hard birth, the baby and the mama is in danger of dying. Okay? So anyway, the last section we read in the chapter, the death of Isaac. So the grandpa, Isaac, died in the last section. So that's it. That's all in chapter 35.
Who did?
Huh?
Who died?
Siki, Isaac's son. Isaac, the grandpa. Abraham's son, Isaac. Isaac's son, Jacob. Jacob's son, Joseph. Like that. Okay? Isaac died, baby, in this chapter. How old was he? Do you remember?
No.
Siki, you said, I want to live that long. Okay, do you remember? Come on.
180.
180 years. Thank you.
I want to live that long.
Yeah.
How many days is that?
I don't know. I need a calculator. 365 times 180. Okay, that's it,
You
Ziki.
need to add that up. I don't know.
Okay. So right now you need to finish your breakfast, baby. We're all done with chapter 36.
What's
Or 35, actually.